Alright, hello and good morning, or again, good afternoon or good evening. So this is our next lesson on data management. So this is a totally new lesson compared to the previous ones kasi math in the modern world covers a lot of topics as I've mentioned in our orientation. So I hope you did well in our quiz na I think hindi ko pa tapos checkan by this time because you have individual responses. Okay? So before I start on this lesson, I hope you have, again, your notebook for notes and you have your maganda kong yung calculator, earphone would do, or please do tell me what kind of software you can use, lalo na sa ating mga tables and graphs because that's what we would be doing right now. Okay? So, ano ba ang meron sa data management? Okay? Yeah. So at the end of this lesson, you should be able to use a variety of statistical tools to process and manage numerical data. Of course, we are using calculator, minamano-mano natin. However, in this day and age, it's very important that you know how to use Excel or you know how to use WPS or SPSS, yun yung mga statistical tools na gamit natin, software rather na ginagamit natin in determining or in creating some tables in processing data. Okay? We should try also to use the methods of linear regression and correlations to predict the value of a variable given certain conditions. Kumbaga, from the data that we have, we would be able to make precise, kumbaga parang we could be able to make smart guesses or we could have predictions na merong basihan. No? Okay? And you should be able to advocate the use of statistical data in making important decisions. Kasi itong mga numbers na to ay may dahilan for the surveys that we are making, may dahilan for the researches that we are making. Hindi yan basta-basta lang, hindi yan mema lang. Ano? Okay. Sige. Now, please do remember that one of the applications of data management is in the process of data collection, organization, and presentation. Hindi ko na to gustong isa-isahin. I will not discuss this, each of them further, but of course, we know that in data collection, dyan nagsusurvey tayo, di ba? Nag-observe tayo. Maaaring magpa-test tayo, magpa-quiz tayo, or if given the permission, we can get certain data from a certain company, ganyan, no? Kunyari, ano ang mga height ng mga, kunyari, contestant na sumasali sa Miss Universe, or ano yung age bracket ng mga applicants for 2022 sa DLSP, yan. Okay? And syempre, we would get that data na disorganized, ano, kumbaga nakalista yung pangalan mo, and then, let's say for example, age. Pangalan, age. So after kung nakasort na by alphabetically or nakasort na from lowest to highest. That is what we do in organization. And if there's a very, very large number of people, kunyari po ulit-ulit, again, let's talk about age. Kunyari, sandaang applicants or sandaan yung taong inobserve natin. Ayaw naman nating isa-isahin na, oh, ito age 20, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 22, 22, 23, 23, 23, 23, 23, and so on. Paulit-ulit lang siya. So we can just, it's possible to group them. It's possible to categorize them and whatsoever. And then, ito na yung presentation. First, dito tayo mag-focus sa presentation. Okay? For sure, you were able to make this in your previous years. Nung elementary, nung high school, pinaggawa kayo ng mga graph, pinaggawa kayo ng mga charts. But when are those charts appropriate? Okay? Hindi na kasi tayo basta-basta gumagamit ng pie chart. Kasi type natin yung shape. Hindi tayo basta-basta gumagamit ng bar graph kasi mas madali itong gawin. Lalo na pala ang line chart. Pinakamali ang line graph rather. Okay? Ito, mas madali, connect the dots lang. When will it be used? Okay? There's an appropriate way, there's an appropriate use for them. Now, these data and information can be used to perform statistical analysis to prove or disprove claims on an observed phenomenon. So, for example, no, based on what I see sa school, kasi napasok ako, nagre-report kami on-site, and based on what I just see, parang masasabi ko na, parang 80%, naku, parang mas madami na ang kabataan na nagtuturo sa DLSP. Mas madami na yung 20 to 30 years old na teachers compared to the rest. Yun kasi yung nakikita ko eh. But is that true? So, pwede tayo mag-survey. So, ano po ang age nitong mga nagre-report sa school? And maaaring mali ako or maaaring tama ako. Okay? Hindi kasi tayo basta-basta pwedeng gumawa ng conclusion. Hindi ko basta pwedeng sabihin na karamihan ng teachers sa DLSP ay 20 to 30 years old without any basis. What if yung iba, mukha lang bata, pero in fact, 40 years old na pala. Diba? May mga ganon. So, we need data. We need basis to prove or disprove claims. This is a very, very important. Ano? Ayan. So let's take a look at this picture. Ano ang mapapansin niyo? Mukhang may clue kasi meron akong nakalagay na source sa baba. Okay? So as you can see, okay, yes, this is a pie graph. Okay? It's a set of people pero may nakahiwalay. Bakit ko sila hiniwalay? This entire group, the entire circle, is what we call population. Okay? The population is the totality of all items of interest. Okay? Yung entire college, the entire university, the entire first year students, okay? The entire BSIT students, for example. Yan. Population are gathered when all members of the identified locale are included in study. When we say locale, yun yung, kung ano yung target group natin, no? Kunyari, PLSP. Okay? So, we'll be talking about all the students of PLSP. Okay. So, this time, a sample is a representative part of the population. So, ito lang ang sample. For example, may times na mag-survey tayo, no? Pero limited yung ating resources o kaya kunyari yung survey natin is not just yung mga chinecheka na 1, 2, 3, maybe bilugan na multiple choice. What if it's an interview? Diba? And it's quite impossible to conduct an interview sa lahat ng estudyante ng DLSP. Ubus na ubus ang oras ninyo. No? So, we would just be getting a sample. Ay hindi natin i-interviewin lahat. We will just be getting siguro mga 30% of the school. There's a way to calculate how many samples you should get. I'll be teaching that to you next time. Okay? Now take note of the term. Data gathered from a population are called parameters, while data gathered from a sample are called statistics. Okay, magkaiba yan dalawang yan. So let's go to our first activity on this lesson. Simply determine whether it's a parameter or statistic. Okay? Again, please pause this video para masagutan ninyo. Feel free to change your answers if ever you realize na, ay, mali pala ako, teka, baguhin ko sagot ko. Okay? Right? So, please read this on your own for the meantime, and then try to answer. So, pause this video first. Now, I will assume na na-pause nyo na at nasagutan nyo na whether it's parameter or statistic. Here are the answers. The average grade in math of all grade 6 pupils in an elementary school is 82.3%. Now, I think this is a parameter. Although we are talking about an elementary school, mukhang in this case, ang target lang talagang alamin ng researchers ay yung grade sa math ng grade 6 pupils lang. Because it's difficult to compare scores or the grades of grade 6 pupils to grade 5, to grade 4, grade 3, grade 2, grade 1 kasi magkakaibang difficulty niyan. Okay? So, sana analyze natin ganun. Okay? Although may nakaread yung may grade 6 pupils ni elementary school, ay statistic agad, hindi. No? Okay, we have to analyze and think outside of the box. Okay? Sige, again, pause this video if you think meron kayong kailangan baguhin because I will proceed to number 2. Of 1,000 students in grade 8, the motivation level of 390 students enrolled in science is 4.2 in a 5-point Likert scale. Just to give you an idea of what a Likert scale is, yun yung usually may ganito yung usually ito makikita sa sa mga survey or pwedeng checkbox. Minsan 1 to 5, pero ang usual na tanong ay yung kagaya ng pinagawa ko sa inyo sa math anxiety test. Yung merong strongly disagree, neutral, agree, strongly agree, may mga ganyan. Least likely, likely na ganun. Okay? So, ang score daw ay nasa 4.2. But does that score matter? Okay, so let's analyze. Now, it was mentioned na yung 390 students lang ang meron silang ang kinompute nilang data. So they did not compute for the 1,000 students. They just computed for the data of the 390 students because this is statistic. Okay? Okay, again, number one is a parameter. Number 2 is statistic. Okay, number 3. The average tuition fee in a private high school is 35,000 pesos. Okay. So, medyo tricky kasi walang nakalagay kung ilang school, no? Okay? So, what do you think? How will you be able to get the average tuition fee sa isang private school? Isa lang ba i-compare mo? Dalawa? Tatlo? Most likely, you would compare all of them. Okay? Because if you would just compare certain private schools, kunyari, no? Private schools in, let's say, sa bayan lang, di ba? In the city proper of San Pablo, baka medyo iba ang rate kasi nasa bayan, mas mahal ang rent, mas accessible ang lugar, so baka mas mahal. Okay? Mahirap siyang i-compare with the other schools. So that would be a statistic. Now, if we did not specify here, so most likely, lahat ng private high school ay inalam nitong researcher. Magkano kaya? Okay, to get a better average, to get a better estimate. So this goes under parameter. Okay, next, number 4, the attention span of college students in a university is less than 30 minutes. Sorry. Ang number lang natin dito ay 30 minutes. Does not tell us whether the population or sample ba yan. But of course, since we're talking about college students, you did not specify kung only 8 parts, you only surveyed 50%, you only surveyed 20 college students. So definitely, you surveyed all of them. So this goes under parameter, population ito. Number 5, in a college of 5,000 population, 12% exert less than 20% effort to pass in a subject. Medyo tricky kasi ang dami ng numbers this time. May 5,000 population, 12% exert less than 20% effort to pass in a subject. Isipin nyo, this is just like a category. So 12% do this daw. Okay. So most likely, they surveyed all of these 5,000 college students. Because again, they did not specify na it's just, they just said it's 30 9%. They only surveyed 500 people. They only surveyed 1,000 out of 5,000. So this falls under parameter. So sana malinaw. Okay? As you have observed in our activity, kailan lang siya natin masasabing statistic? Itong number 2 lang, ang merong nakalagay na 390 students out of 1,000. Hindi ni lahat, hindi sinurvey lahat. So, yun lang ang ating basihan whether or not magiging statistic siya. Okay? Yeah, let's go with another activity. So, for this study describe, dalawa ito, identify the population, sample, parameter, and statistics. Okay? So again, please pause this video and please resume this once you are done answering. Okay? So I am looking for population sample parameter statistic. It does not have to be a number. Okay? Alright. So again, I will assume that you are resuming this video already. Okay? So sana binasa niyo muna, no? And ginawa niyo muna. Okay, number 1. In a survey of college students enrolled in PLSP, 7 among 10 students pursued the PSIT program. Okay, ano kayang population natin dito? Ano yung lahat-lahat? Ano yung totality? Our population or our totality here would be the college students enrolled in PLSP. Okay? Sample natin is yung 10 lang. Yung 10, let's say, 10 students na sinurvey. Most likely, no? Parameter natin, do we have any data about the college students enrolled in PLSP? Or may lumabas bang data dyan? Wala, di ba? So, we don't really have any parameters in this sentence. Okay? But we have a statistic which is the 7 out of 10 pursued BSIT. Yung sample lang naman ang tinignan nila. Okay? Let's try number 2. Health workers determine the level of malnutrition among children ages 2 to 10 in all barangays. Data on height and weight of a sample of 400 children show that 35% are malnourished. Okay. So, ano ang population natin or ano yung kalahatan? Again, it does not have to be a number. But, ang population natin ay children ages 2 to 10 years old in all barangays. Anong sample natin? Take note, I don't think there's just 400 children in all of these barangays, no? But syempre, it's quite difficult to conduct a survey for ages 2 to 10 years old in all barangays. Okay? Imagine ilang barangay yan. Kaya, imagine if it was a big city or kung ano man. So, konti lang. Let's just get a sample. Kumbaga, we will just test a part of it. Kumbaga sa pagkain, hindi natin kakainin yung buong pizza, hindi natin kakainin yung buong cake to determine whether or not masarap to. Okay? So, you'll just taste a portion of it. Okay? Now, in this case, for us to know the malnutrition levels, sampulan lang natin yung 400 children. Ito pati yung keyword, may sample. So, do we have any parameters here? Ang wala naman, no? They did not say anything about they did not say any data about the ages 2 to 10 years old in all barangays. But they were able to make a statistic that 35% of these 400 children are malnourished. Okay? So that is how we determine population, sample, parameter, and statistic. Now, it is possible to get parameters, no? Kunyari, You would like to conduct a survey among second years, BSIT second years. Let's say, for example, on their, ano ba, internet provider. And kung PLDT, Globe, Converge, Smart, or whatsoever. Since second years are just, ilan lang naman ang second years, hindi naman kayo lalampas ng 200 yata, no? This is totally possible to just get the population. No need to get the sample kasi ang konti naman eh, no? Lalo na if it's just within your class. Let's say, for example, you would like to know the favorite subject ng inyong mga kaklase. Hindi ka nakukuha dyan ng sample kasi iilan lang naman kayo, 40 lang kayo. You will not just get a slice, you will not just get 10 and interview them. Interviewin mo na lahat. Kasi simple survey lang naman yan. Okay? So I hope this is clear. So we will proceed to the forms of data presentation. On data presentation, there are many ways. There's a lot, but we would not be discussing all. Siguro yun na lang common and yun na lang mga magagamit ninyo. Okay? The first one is the textual form. Simply, nakaparagraph, andun yung description, merong interpretation of the information. Nakikita natin madalas sa research or yung mga ginagawang thesis, merong table sa taas tapos may paragraph sa baba. So ngayon sinasabi kong isa, the tabular form. Okay? So simply, tables. Please do not forget that there should be the table number and the title on top. Okay? Actually, dito ako na mali in my previous research or thesis. Okay? The table number and the title should be on top. Table 1, number of students who ganito, ganyan. And don't forget the label. Napakahalaga ang may label. Okay? You would be the researcher, you would know kung anong ibig sabihin ng mga linya-linyang yan. But what about the reader? Okay? So, we need to put labels. We have the frequency distribution table. This is the most common. It has variables, frequency. Yun nga, sabi ko nga, pwede siyang i-group or pwede siyang may range. But again, I will discuss this later on. We have the graphical form, the bar graph, the line graph, the pie graph, the pictograph. Ay madami pa. Ay hindi ko lang naisulat dito. But please take note that the figure number and the title is below the chart. Okay? Kabaliktaran ng table. Ang table, nasa taas yung number and title. Sa figures, sa graph, nasa baba ang figure number, figure 1, percentage of students, ganito, ganyan. And again, do not forget the label. Yes, even pie graph, even pictographs have label. No? So, tingnan natin. Ayan. So, this is something that I have got from, ano to? Pangalan nito? Sorry, I forgot the name. Vixco.com. Okay. So, this is the yearly expenses of a college undergraduate. Ito daw yung mga nagagastos ng isang estudyante, no? Isang college student. Okay? Sige, tigang mabuti. Siyempre, nililista natin yan, naka-table, no? I hope that you are also tracking of your expenses kung magkano nagagastos ninyo taon-taon para mas makikita ninyo kung gaano ba kalaki or gaano kaliit ang perang meron tayo. Okay? And maybe you could value it more. Yan. Medyo dollars tong sample natin, no? Ayan. So, from this, we should be able to make a bar graph. Okay? Napakasimple nitong bar graph natin. Okay? So, this is a vertical bar chart presentation of the expenditures o mga nagagastos ng isang college undergraduate for the past year. Actually, this is the same. Horizontal nga lang. But what do you notice? Okay? Isa-isahin natin. Of course, As I have mentioned, the labels are very important. Okay? So, ano ba tong mga to? Okay, these are the items. These are kung saan niya ginagastos yung pera niya. Okay? And dito sa side na to, it's important that we also tell, ano tong 9,000? 9,000 pesos ba to? Is this 9,000 SLP? Okay, is this $9,000? 9,000 yen? So we have to specify it's the amount of money spent in dollars. If you want it to be horizontal, pwede din naman. So, ito yung pinagkakagastusan. Dito medyo na iba, no? Yung 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Again, ano yung 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? It's the amount of money spent in $1,000. Kasi, siksikan nga naman kung gawin mo dito 1,000, 2,000. Kaya binaan na lang sa label. What else do you notice? Okay. If napansin ninyo that it's organized, it's in order, okay? Pataas, pababa, okay? Or pwede namang pababa, pataas. It's up to you. No? But in each bar chart, the amounts are ordered from highest to lowest or lowest to highest para mas madali natin maintindihan ang bar chart natin. Kung alin dyan yung pinakamalaki ang gastos, alin dyan ang pinakamaliit ang gastos. Ang bilis i-interpret that the room and board has the highest expense. The clothes and cleaning as well as the other things, insurance and miscellaneous are the lowest. Okay? Yun nga lang, madali ba natin makikita kung ilang percent ng pera ko yung nagagastos dito sa room and board. Ilang percent ng pera ko ang nagagastos sa miscellaneous. Kalahati na ba ng pera ko nagagastos ko sa tuition fee or whatsoever. Medyo mahirap tingnan. So we have a bar. We have another graph for that. So tingin nyo, anong klase ng graph ang gagamitin natin para malaman yung portion? Okay. So, if mas mahalaga sa akin yung portions, kung ilang percent ang napaglalaanan ng pera ko, then it's best to use a pie chart. Okay? Di ba mas kita natin, umaabot ba sa kalahati ang gastos ko sa renta sa room or sa apartment? Hindi, no? Eh, yung aking tuition, umaabot ba ng kalahati? Hindi. The rest, books, transportation, insurance, damit, umaabot ba ng kalahati? Hindi, no? So, mas madaling makita. Okay? Again, don't forget the label. As you can see, it has multiple labels. It has the name, it has the amount, and it also has the percentage. Okay lang naman walang percentage. Okay lang din meron. Okay? Whatever is necessary for your data. Okay? So to see what portion of the total each item compromises, a pie chart is a better choice for showing the same data. It's still the same, right? But as you can notice again, it's arranged from highest to lowest or lowest to highest. So, maliit, palaki ng palaki. Or malaki, paliit na paliit. Mas madami tingnan. But this pie chart works best with only few categories. Imagine kung 10 hati yan or more. Okay, so it would be difficult. So, makaka-confuse ang inyong pie chart. So, better use a bar graph instead kung sobrang dami. Pero kung gantong konti lang, less than 10, that's good. That's fine. Okay? Another one, we have what we call dot plot. Medyo similar sa pictogram, pero this is not very common. Okay? Yan, dot plot of the expenditures of a college undergraduate for the past year. So, itong 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 ay depende pa, no? Ano kaya itong mga to? Okay? So, ano yung 1? Ano yung 2? Ano yung 5? Umaabot pa siya ng 1,000? Umaabot pa siya ng 9,000? Okay. So, each of these numbers has its own legend, supposedly. Kung alin dyan ang books, alin dyan ang room, alin dyan ang tuition. Okay? Tapos kunyari, ilang dot ang ginamit? Kunyari, dalawang dot. So, this is equivalent to 5,000 ang isang dot. So, nasa 10,000 daw nagagastos dito sa blind item na din. Okay. So, paano naman yung iba? Pinagkakagastusan pa din. So, actually, mahirap-hirap to, no? So, dot plots are used for quantitative variables, typically used for a small set of values. Okay? Mas okay siya kung maliliit yung value natin, no? Para mas madali natin siyang i-interpret. Okay? Another one would be this. More known as the line graph. Okay? Pero here I used a different one. I used total accumulated savings. Okay? Bakit hindi appropriate yung example kanina, yung gastos, yung pinagkakagustusan niya? Now, if you thought na it's because dito kasi saving siya, so you want to see the progress, that's good. Right? We use line graph for progress. Right? For something that's continuous. Right? Especially yung mga may changes over time. Pero pagka halimbawa ngayon, kagaya kanina, na iba-ibang category naman yan ng gastos, you cannot say that they are related much. So, best use a pie graph or a bar instead. Okay? Ayan. So, this is the total accumulated savings. Um, in other words, or in other books, it's known as ogive of accumulated savings for 1 year. Okay? Again, it's best used when you want to display the total at any given time. Okay? Also, if you want to write down or if you want to see the total number of sales, okay? If you want to aim to see the improvement sa sales ninyo, okay itong line graph. Okay? Let's say for example, yung height mo over the past 10 years. It's also appropriate to use a line graph. Right? Hindi bar graph kasi ikaw lang naman yung height mo lang naman yung chinecheck natin eh. Okay? It's progress. Pwedeng ito ay, let's say for example, grades mo sa math. You want to see progress. Okay? Habang patanda ka ng patandaan ba, gumagaling ka ng gumagaling sa math? Yan. Okay? So, anong napapansin natin? Di ba mas gusto natin tong biglang taas? Okay? This is a steeper slope, meaning mas mataas ang increase. Okay? Mas maganda yung ganun. Okay? So, ang dali ring makita pagka bumaba, ang daling makita pagka biglang taas. That's the purpose of this line graph. Okay? Now, we will have our activity 2. For activity 2, you need to construct 3 appropriate tables or charts for the data below. Okay? So, a survey among college students identify the brands of phones they own. The data is shown below. So, dito bibilangin ninyo kung ilan ang bumili ng Samsung, ilan ang bumili ng iPhone, ilan ang bumili ng Vivo, ilan ang bumili ng Oppo. Okay? So, again, pause this video, make your own. It can be typewritten, it can be handwritten. Okay? Make use of technology. Kasi this is possible sa Excel, this is very possible sa, what do you call that one? SPSS. I don't know if you have that one. Pero may bayad kasi yun eh. No? Okay, sige. Done. Now, I'll assume that you are done because I will be sharing my screen, my Excel file instead. Okay? So please wait a moment. I'll be getting my Excel file. Sige, panahin ko muna itong mga nagawa ko ng table, no? Ayan. Sige, I'll be sharing my screen once again. This is with regards to our activity. Ayan. Pahabaan lang natin ito para makita. Okay, so maganda kung nilista ninyo. Okay? So make a frequency distribution table of the college students' phone brand. So lagay natin dito anong brand at yung frequency. Okay? So, i-format natin. Let's see, we have iPhone. We also have Samsung. We have Vivo. We have Oppo. Okay? Now, pwede mo naman siyang bilangin isa-isa, no? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? 10 nga ba? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 pala, no? Ilan na? Nagkamali pa ako ng bilang. So, what you can do, yes, you can manually count it, or you can use this formula. So, I'm not sure if this is possible sa WPS. Okay? But what we can do is we can use the formula count if. Okay? And it's looking for the range and the criteria. When we say range, hahanapin natin or i-indicate natin alin yung hahanapan niya. Okay, dito. Gusto ko dito siya maghanap. As you can see, I am putting dollar sign. Okay, para saan itong dollar sign? Itong dollar sign ang maglalak ng column and nitong columns and row numbers. Yan. Para hindi siya umisod later on. Sige. I think you have this in your OPT kung di ako nagkakamali. Okay? So, ito yung range natin. Anong criteria? Bibilangin natin mula dito sa range na to kung ilan ang iPhone. So, don't forget those parentheses and then enter. Okay? So, same thing with Samsung. You can type it again, but again, we have technology pampabilis ng pampadali ng ating gawain. So, you can just drag it down. Okay? Tingnan nyo itong formula barcode nito. Okay? Observe how only the ito lang ang nagbabago na K4, K5, K6, K7. Yan lang ang nagbabago. Pero itong range hindi bumababa. That's the purpose of the dollar. Okay? So anyways, meron na tayong frequency table. So format nyo na lang, ayusin nyo na lang, pagandahin nyo na lang. Okay? Ayan. Now, again, let's make use of this. Now, we would like to make meron tayong table so we need 3. You can use a you can use a histogram or a bar graph. Yeah. So, what will I do? How do I make a bar graph? Now, just select this, including the header niya, kagaya ng brand and frequency. Select this, right-click, then quick analysis. Actually, andito na nga, na-analyze na niya. Pwedeng control Q daw. So, you can choose. You can create a line graph. But why won't we be making a line graph? So, tingnan ninyo, bakit hindi ako gagawa ng line graph? Di naman sa ayaw ko, no? Favor ko line graph kasi ang daling gawin. But why not a line graph? It's because this is not progress. You want to compare different phones. Ay gusto mo malaman aling phone ang pinakamadami, aling phone ang pinakakonti. Okay? So, dito tayo sa chart. Actually, any would do. Okay? Any would do. But mas magandang gamitin ang tawag dito. Mas magandang gamitin itong horizontal bar graph if mahaba yung mga pangalan ng brand. Okay, for example, Company ABC Pharmaceutical. Mahaba daw. iPhone Pro Max 6S Plus. Mahaba. Vivo SP19 2018 G500. Napakahaba nun, no? So, since maikli lang naman yun let's just use this instead. Ayan, so automatic na siya as you can see. Let's just try to verify, no, kung tama. Okay? Ayan, so lagyan natin dito. Okay. So as you can see, iPhone has 11, Samsung has 8, Vivo has 4, and Oppo has 2. Pwede kayo magdagdag dyan ng access title, kung ano tong 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. You can actually edit this. Pwede mo lagyan ng label dyan. Pwede dito. Pwedeng tanggalin mo yung grid line. Pwede mo lagyan ng legend. Pwedeng lagyan ng trend line. Only if necessary, but I think this is sufficient. Sapat na to. Data labels, quite optional, no? Maliban kung malabo talaga. You can also edit. Okay? You can edit this. You can change the style. Okay, depende sa gusto mo. You can change the color. Siguro I would choose a green. I like the color green. Okay? Ayan. So, pwede namang ganyan. Again, you can edit this. You can actually switch the row and the column if necessary. Okay? Ano pa ba? Madami pa dito no? Okay. But let's try the other one. This is the first one I want you to have, the table frequency distribution. Next is this bar graph, and as you can see, hiwa-hiwalay siya. I take note, it has to be hiwa-hiwalay. It has to be separate. Because these are separate phones. Okay? Later on, you will see a sample, or maybe next time you would see a sample na dikit-dikit ang bar graph. Pero bakit? We'll know later on. Okay, again, let's highlight this one. Quick analysis. Let's make a pie graph. Okay? As you can notice, sunod-sunod na siya. Okay? Again, pwede nyo lagyan ng label. You can change how it looks like. Ang mas gusto ko to, no? Yan. Pwede nyo tanggalin, lagyan ng data label. You can change this into percentage instead by getting to more options. Pwede nyo, no? Value, percentage. Okay? Pwede lagyan ng name. Okay? Pwede lagyan ng category name para mas madaling nakita. And so on. Okay? So, please try to explore more on the different functions of Excel. Okay? Ayan. So, let me share my screen once again. Ito yung mga sagot ko. No? I just forgot, but don't forget the titles or the labels na figure 2. Okay, figure 2.1, the frequency distribution of phone brands. Okay? Again, we have a histogram. Okay? And we have a frequency polygon. Bakit? Anong pinagkaiba nito? This is actually just bar graph and line graph. But what's the difference? Okay? A histogram is a bar graph of numerical data of a continuous variable. Okay? The bars are constructed side by side. Uses two class boundaries, you will see later on. And uses frequency. Sa frequency polygon, meron tayong numerical data of continuous variable ulit. Okay? Gagamit tayo ng class mark. I think we discussed this in stats before. And frequency. Yeah, but if you do not remember what two class boundaries and class marks are, let's say for example, napakadami, no? Ayan, nag-live selling tayo. You're able to sell a total of 32 items. Merong $1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 5, 5, 5, 7, 8. Yan. Napakarami. So, what you can do is to make an interval. Okay, and interval na naman. Okay, but ito mas madali, no? So, our first interval, our first class, is from $1 to $5. Okay, in these intervals, as you notice, pare-pareho sila ng interval, tig pa $5. So, ganito dapat tayo mag-interval. Hindi pwedeng merong 1 to 2, 3 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 25. No, pare-pareho sila ng interval. Tig pa $5. Okay? So, ilan yung nabenta ko from $1 to $5? Ilan nabenta ko? $6 to $10. So, ito yun, no? $1 to $5, $7 to $10, yan. 15. Yan, may kanya-kanyang grouping sila. Tapos, tapos, ito. No? Okay. So, we already have the interval. Now, at this point, hindi na natin alam kung ilan ang 1, ilan ang 2, ilan ang 3, ilan ang 4, ilan ang 5. That makes it continuous data. Okay? Kaya dito, dikit-dikit na yung bar graph. No? And again, we cannot pinpoint ilan ang 1, ilan ang 2, ilan ang 3, ilan ang 4, ilan ang 5. So, it's already grouped. So, 1 to 5, 8 na benta. $6 to $10, 6 ang nabenta, and so on. So the frequency histogram, in which in some ways is similar to a bar chart, tells how many items are in each numerical category. Naka-categorize siya. Okay? So that's the difference between the frequency histogram and a bar chart. Okay? And again, these are what we call the class intervals. Pero huwag naman sobrang laki ng interval. Ang ginawa niya ay from $1 to $15, tapos $16 to $30. Hindi pwede, no? Okay? Another one would be this, frequency polygon. Line chart lang naman yan. Pero anong napapansin ninyo? If you were able to notice that the dots are not on the line, okay? Nasa gitna siya. It's because these are what we call the class marks. Kumbaga gitna. Okay? Basta yung from $0 to $5, 8 na benta. From $6 to $10, 6 ang nabenta. Okay? Sa gitna siya. Okay? Because if we put it exactly here, sa 0, that means, or pagka nilagay natin exactly dito sa 5, ibig sabihin, 8 ang nabenta na worth $5. Exacto. Okay? Pero hindi. We don't know anymore. So, we'll just be putting it in the middle. Okay? Yan. So, it's drawn at the midpoint of each class interval. Ang class interval nito ay 2.5. So, yung mga nasa gitna. Okay? I-connect natin by straight line. Take note that qualitative data are better displayed in bar charts. Quantitative data in histogram. Okay? Again, for example, ano ba yung mga qualitative data? When we say qualitative data, ilan yung, kunyari, cellphone brand, sex or gender, also program or subject. Okay, those are qualitative. Okay? While quantitative, usually yun yung mga age, yung mga may progress din, no? Sige. And so for activity 3, I will be leaving you with this link. I'll be posting this maybe if not in the description box, then in the instructions. Okay. This is how you will be making histograms and frequency polygons. Okay? But we will not deal too much on that, but still please visit it. Okay, iba din yung may alam. Na? Okay? Sige, we'll go with the next one. Siguro, next meeting, we'll be talking about univariate and bivariate statistics. So, please remember to get a calculator. Maganda sana, no, kung kaya, meron kayo iba pang device para habang nagka-class tayo na susundan ninyo, nagagawa ninyo, no? Habang nakikinig kayo sa cellphone, maaaring nag-graph-graph na kayo sa Excel, no? So, if not, it's okay. Remember, this lesson or our lessons are always recorded. So, I will be seeing you all on Tuesday. So, thank you so much and goodbye.